AKIS.
Yo, it's your boy Mike Smith, also known as AKIS, also known as coolest guy in sports. I'm bringing back the one and only, the Who's Better series. First on the menu, I have Ja Morant versus Zion Williamson. It's been a while since we're on quarantine, since we're on lockdown. I decided to bring this series back for the 2019-2020 NBA season. First on the menu is Ja Morant and Zion Williamson. Now, I will say we do not know if the NBA is going to return. We do not know what's going to happen, on a day-to-day basis going on in this world right now, because everything is kind of crazy. It's very scary. I hope everybody's saying prayed up. Everybody's telling their families they love them. Everybody's just being careful and making sure you're washing your hands and making sure that you do all the things you can do so the world can get back to normal. Now, Ja Morant versus Zion Williamson. I will say I do not like comparing guards to wings/bigs because I just feel like their game is so dramatically different. But since Ja Morant and Zion Williamson are both Rookie of the Year candidates, I will compare these two players. Or, well, I will say this. I won't necessarily compare who's better overall right now because they're rookies right now. I will say that I will rephrase the question and say who's going to be better, who's going to be the better player overall in the future. That's how we're going to do that. So, Ja Morant, this season averaging 17.6 points per game, 7 assists, 3.5 rebounds, 49.2 from the field, shooting 37.3% from the three-point line. Zion Williamson, 23.6 points per game, 2 assists per game, 6.8 rebounds, shooting 58.9% from the field and 46.2% from the three-point line. Now, I will say, do not get confused with the numbers and raw stats. Do not always say just because a better player. I always say this: just because a player is having a better statistical season does not make them the better player overall. You have to do the eye test. You have to know the game. You have to know the team situations that some of these players are in as well. Now, sometimes the stats and the ability matches up with them being a better player overall. But for the Rookie of the Year arguments, no argument. Ja Morant is the Rookie of the Year. He's played the most games. He's been the best rookie. He's been more impactful when he's been on the basketball floor. He's responsible for not only scoring, but also setting up his teammates to get easy possessions and easy buckets as well, and reading the defense. He has a bigger responsibility than Zion Williamson. Even though Zion Williamson has been special when he's been on the court, and the New Orleans Pelicans have looked like a much better basketball team. It looks like they potentially are going to be really, really good in the future with Zion Williamson kind of leading the charge, even though I believe that they must re-sign Brandon Ingram because Brandon Ingram is the key to the success of the New Orleans Pelicans, because when things get tough, you have to run your offense through a guy that can score at all 3 levels, or at least be consistent at 2 out of the 3 levels on the basketball court. And as much as I love Zion Williamson right now, he still has a long way to go to becoming a complete offensive talent. But for his impact, for his box office, both these players are box office. And I just think that the Rookie of the Year award was kind of like, it only became an argument when the media wanted to kind of make points and kind of get people to want to talk about basketball, and kind of had to find some content to create, because the Rookie of the Year race has really been over with. And even though Zion Williamson came back and people want to talk about the New Orleans Pelicans go and make the playoffs, I don't know what's going to happen with the regular season. I will say that again, because we don't know if it's going to come back, and if it does come back, we don't know if they're going to just finish out the regular season games and jump straight to the playoffs. But they kind of try to make this a thing when Zion Williamson came back and the New Orleans Pelicans started winning, and saying if Zion Williamson gets the New Orleans Pelicans to 8th seed, then that should be a legitimate argument over why he should win the Rookie of the Year over Ja Morant. I'm here to tell you, no, it's not. So I'm going to say that Ja Morant has definitely had the better season because he's played more games. Now, next season, we're going to do this again. Who's better between the two? When we're looking at the regular season, we have a full season of Zion Williamson, a full season maybe to compare Ja Morant. We may do it, we may not do it, because like I said, I do not like comparing guards to wings and bigs, because it's so much. It's just very, very different and very, very complicated when you do. Now, I will say, we can compare this, though. Who do we think is going to have the better career overall when it's all said and done, and maybe the next 5 to 10 years, and who's going to be more beneficial to their organization? I'm going to say Ja Morant. I've been high on Ja Morant. I'm going to stick with that, even though I came around to Zion Williamson, because at first I was like, Zion Williamson, I don't know, because his skill set. I don't know. He's just what position he's gonna play. Zion Williamson's box office. Zion Williamson can play. He's a baller. He's not afraid of anybody. He's tough. He is a stud. He is a monster. He is going to be a special talent in the NBA. But still, I'm gonna take Ja Morant because Ja Morant, I just feel like with Zion Williams' injury history and his concerns and with his weight and all those different things, I just gotta stick with the player that's gonna be more durable. I gotta stick with the player that gonna have the ball in his hands and doesn't really need anybody to create opportunities for him. That's Ja Morant. He doesn't need that. Zion Williamson, as great as he is, Zion Williamson is not like LeBron James. He's not going to have the ball. He's not going to be running the floor and creating opportunities for others and creating opportunities off the dribble and off the bounce. Maybe he will develop that part of his game and develop some more skill. That is, that's likely he can possibly do that. But I got to take the more skillful player. I got to take the player that I know right now is probably going to be more durable in the long run if you're just basing off the history of in college and also just right now what we've seen in the NBA with the two players. So I got to roll with Ja Morant over Zion Williamson. But let me know in the comments below who you're rolling with in the future. We're not really, who you think should win the Rookie of the Year this season as well. And hopefully we get to see the NBA return. I made a podcast talking about why I didn't really think that's going to happen. I'm starting to kind of change my tune a little bit because I'm hearing things about that the NBA is on a mission to finish out the regular season regardless if they have fans or no fans. So we will definitely see. But get in the comment box. Let me know. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the movement, AKIS Nation. It's your boy, K. Smith, also known as AKIS, also known as the coolest guy in sports. I'm gone, man. Peace.